Many times it happens that we have something or someone, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes it away from us, and we complain, and we say, "Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu do this to me? Why did He do this to me? Why did He do this to me?" Well, it's really a matter of perspective, and look at the things. That's, we call it suffering, but it's really a matter of looking at things differently. Most of the time, when we have something, we don't really appreciate it. Whether it's people, whether it's possessions that we have, we're never grateful that we have it. We have the notion that we did it. I bought it. It's my kid, it's my wife, it's my this. It's not a Kadosh Baruch Hu sent it to me. We don't have the understanding that, and the halacha is, when we say Chas v'Shalom, is Hashem Natan, Hashem Lakach, Yeshem Hashem Evorach. We have to, and we say it at the most difficult times. Sometimes when a person is niftar, say Hashem gave us, Hashem took it. Let Hashem name be blessed. We always look at the empty half of the cup, and then when HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes it away from us, we're angry. But when we have it, we don't pay attention. And then the question is, why HaKadosh Baruch Hu does this in such a way? And why do we have suffering? Why do we suffer? Why, so on and so forth. There's a famous story with the Khatam Sofer, that there was a person that used to chase him all the time. It used to bother him all the time. It used to give him a hard time. So the Khatam Sofer says, I don't know why he hates me. I never did anything good to him. What is I think he got it wrong, right? No, he didn't get it wrong. He got it right. Usually when we have someone or something acting on our behalf and does a lot of good things for us, we become ungrateful. We resent that. Every time HaKadosh Baruch Hu was ultimately good to us, He's always ultimately good to us, but in such a way of great capacity, something tremendous, we were very angry. And by the way, we're always angry about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're always angry about Him. We might be embarrassed to look like Jews, but we're not embarrassed to be embarrassed that we're embarrassed to look like Jews. I'll give you an example. In Israel, one of the elite units of the army. Well, in Israel, everybody is the army. The army is like whatever. One of the elite units is the paratroopers. And the Israeli paratroopers, what color beret they have? Red, green, red. Why do they have it red? Because they adopted that from the British Army. The British Army, the paratroopers were red, and they used to call them, the nickname for those paratroopers by the Jews in Israel at the time was kalaniot. Kalaniot is almost, let's call them poppy seeds, or poppy flowers, red flowers. To the point that they adopted that. But we forget that those people actually killed Jews. They oppressed those Jews. When the British mandate was on the land of Israel, they chased the Jews. They harassed them. They killed them. They tortured them. They beat them up. And yet today we are not embarrassed, and we see it as great pride to wear the great beret if you're a paratrooper. I don't have anything against red beret. If you, what's his name, Curtis Lewa, Guardian Angel is fine. Red berets are nice, but for an Israeli it should be, and yet they're not embarrassed to do so. To wear a kippah, to get dressed like a Jew, for that people are embarrassed. People are embarrassed to look like Jews. What's wrong if somebody would say to you, They will be able to see you from like from 100 yards away. He says, "Oh wow, look at this! There's a Jew there." You're embarrassed by being a Jew. That's why you want to wear baseball caps and not. I mean, okay, if you're going hiking, you're going hiking. But if you're in the city, what's wrong with wearing a Jew? I mean, wearing an outfit that looks like a Jew. HaKadosh Baruch Hu did a tremendous miracle to us. And He created a situation in which we tapped in, that we are able to come back to the land of Israel after 2,000 years. I mean, we were there all the time, don't get me wrong, we were there all the time, but not in such big numbers. There was nobody in Eretz Israel. And by the way, it's a whole farce. The Arabs came, well, the Jews. The more the Jews came, the more the Arabs came. You should know that historically. And all of a sudden, we're losing everything. Why? Because you think Abu Mazen has it reminds me like a Popeye, Abu whatever it is, Abu Hassan, Abu Mazen, the same. It's a cartoon. These are cartoon figures. Because we don't appreciate what we have. We don't keep the mitzvot atluyot ba'aretz appropriately. We don't keep Shemitah. We want more land. Taviot. Bring me more. What for? Do you appreciate the land? Do you want to work the land? Why are you sitting in Tel Aviv or whatever it is? Why don't you go to the Galil? You want to go to Switzerland. You want to go to the Alps. You would love to go to Tuscany. Oh, Tuscany. You think the Galil is any less beautiful than Tuscany? I think if you want, any evangelical Christian from down south, in a minute will go to the Galil and live there. You know how beautiful is the Galil? The Galil Tachton, the lower Galilee, looks like Tuscany. The upper Galil, Switzerland. If you're in Europe, you have to take a train. If you're in Israel, you take a car, 10 minutes, you're in a different country. We don't appreciate it. We don't appreciate it. He takes it from us. He gives us a little hardship. And this hardship, in a way, sometimes is just for we could relate to it. We have a choice. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us what is good for us. And we have a choice. He gives us things. We reject it. So, okay, I'll take it back. And it causes us sorrow and pain. And what happens? We cry to Hashem. But if you understand that both the pain or the pleasure all comes from Hashem for one purpose only, and it's your choice, and you can choose. You can choose. You can choose to see Hashem's hand in every single thing you have. And you appreciate it, and you're thankful, and you acknowledge it, that it came from Him. Maybe the misery will not come, because it's a wake-up call. It gives you a little punch. So listen, I love you. Listen to me, please. I'm giving you. What do you want? It's like a father. He gives his son. Says, Daddy, I need the money for the train. Yes, money for, how much do you need? How much is a Metro card? I don't know. A monthly, $110. Okay, here's the $110. Here's the 120. Keep the 10. Yalla, buy something to drink also. The guy goes, and he spends the $110. He spends the money. He spends it on drinks, on restaurants, maybe a little dope. Spends it on taking girls out. He doesn't know his father knows about it. Comes again. So how much is that? 110. Here's 120. He gives it to him again. He comes again. He calls him up. Honey, where are you? Well, I'm coming late. Why? Can take the train. Well, he makes up a story. The father catches him. And I says, you know what? Now, You're going to work for this. You're going to keep on doing your schedule. You're going to work on for your money. I'm not giving you the money. And you're going to pay me for whatever I gave you. But what kind of mean father is that? The father's trying to teach you a lesson. Be responsible. He gave you. He took it away from you. He gave you. You didn't appreciate it. And the same thing will go to your life. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you life. He gives you life. And He gives you an undisclosed amount of life in you. Are you celebrating this life? Is what you call life worth living? What are you chasing? The demons is in your head. The degrees. Your fears. You're fearful and you operate from your fears. But what's the purpose? What's the purpose? To live fearful life? What are you going to do with this in Olam Haba? Tell you one time, I like martial arts. I like all arts. I like martial arts. But one time I told my friend, he was very big into that. And I said to him, listen, why don't you spend more time learning? Learn. So he was giving me a whole excuse about this, about that, about this. Any excuse in the book. And I said to him, listen, whatever his name is, you think that you achieving a great thing by, for example, becoming a black belt. What good is a black belt going to do to you in Olam Haba? And you want to come to Olam Haba, they're going to ask you, excuse me, what style do you know? You think there's going to be a malach who's going to say, I know Kung Fu? What are you going to do? They're going to ask you what belt you have, what style you fight, which kata do you know, how many swords you can swing. What are they going to ask you? Kavata itim la Torah. You sat down to learn Torah. This is the purpose. When you say kavata itim la Torah, you're asking in a way another question. You're asking many questions. And this one question is, did you acknowledge HaKadosh Baruch Hu in your world? That you set aside time to learn Torah on a regular basis? Do you acknowledge Him? Learning Torah is not just learning Torah. When a person comes to yeshiva and he puts the world behind and he sets aside time to learn Torah, it's not just learning Torah. It's olam umlo, it's the whole world. You're acknowledging HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're acknowledging the Masorah that we have. You're acknowledging that everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you, including the Torah, and it's important to you, and you seek in closeness to Him. You're not just learning. Now, you think about it when you leave the Torah. That's why I say, Kol haposek midivrei Torah mitchayev benafsho. When you stop learning and you go somewhere else, what statement do you make by this action? What is the statement that you make? I had enough from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, let me teach you a lesson now. He says to you, twist your ear. You yell. You got to think about those things. But we don't believe. We say we believe, but we don't believe. Imagine this. Because you don't want to be separated from this world, but it's going to happen. Once upon a time, there was a woman. And the woman had a creature growing in her stomach. That was you. The creature was very happy. Was learning there, he was swimming in the amniotic fluid, doing somersaults, kicking, stretching, gets food from his mouth, from his stomach, learns Torah with the angels. He's happy. He can hear music all the time. His mother's disco is like boom, 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 disco. It's terrific, wonderful. It's the life. That's the life, man. All of a sudden comes this man, a very cruel man. Cruel. Big brute. Smells like garlic. Cuts his mother's stomach open. Shoo, pulls the baby out. The baby says, I don't want to go. Says, gotta go. No, I don't want to go. Gotta go. There's a good world out there. And you cry, and he comes to this world, complaining first of all. All of a sudden, he comes to this world, he likes it. He doesn't want to go. Because you know where you're going. We all know where we're going. We're going to a place which is the world of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This was world also, but he kind of gave it to us. We're listening this from him. But we're going to go to his world, and we don't want to go. That's why we try to live as long as we can. Not because we actually appreciate life. Not because we celebrate life. We don't like our lives. We don't like the way we live. We don't like the people we're with. But we don't want to go there because that's the truth. We are running all our lives from the truth. What? You're doing acupuncture. We're running from the truth. All our lives we're running from the truth. And one day, there's going to come a big creature. He's going to rip us out of here. There's going to be, before he was a doctor, next time it's going to be Malach HaMavet. It's going to take us out of here. And you got to prepare. You got to prepare. And we all go through this as an individual level and at a national level. Am Yisrael right now needs to be born again. Am Yisrael, for many years, did not operate as a nation, as an Am. There were cells. There were Jews in Germany, there were Jews in Hungary, there were Jews in Morocco, there were Jews in Iran, on Paras, there were Jews in France, there were Jews in England, and on and on and on and on. But they were not Am, a nation. That cell factor of Am Yisrael, in a way, sometimes it's good because we could be saved. However, does not allow us to operate. That's one of the curses of the Galut. Am Yisrael, we all need to understand that we need to be born again as a nation. Am Yisrael, not Shevet this, Shevet that. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Mitzrayim, he took who? Shevet this one, Shevet the other one. He took Am Yisrael, Bnei Yisrael. Kulam Banim, all of you are children. We need to be able to see that we need to be born again. We need to take those masses of cells, those individuals, and form into a body and bring it out to be born again. We need to form ourselves, and this birth sometimes is difficult. And I'm going to tell you the following. Just like contractions of a pregnant woman, they don't become easier. They become harder. The closer that we are to the actual birth, the more intense the contractions are. So you think it's going to be easy? It's not. What are you doing for it? If you don't know what to do, tell you very simple. At least change your outlook. Change your perspective. Start caring about your fellow Jew. There are Jews with bad opinions, but they're not bad Jews. There are Jews with wicked opinions, but they don't have wicked Jews. I think we should start with that. And we should acknowledge everything, and we should sit down every single day and look at what you have and appreciate what you have. And if you don't have it, don't complain. Oh, Papa, you didn't buy me this. Oh, I want to do this. You gave him this, he didn't give me that. What are you, kids? Come on. Oh, Baruch Hashem. Even if your father doesn't give you a penny, and listen, at least he doesn't charge you for rent. That's good. If he charges you rent, all right, at least you have a place to stay. I'll pay rent, but you don't have a place to stay. I'm not in the street. Because if you'd be in the street, you wouldn't want to pay rent. If you, chas v'shalom, are homeless, and somebody comes and says, come, why don't you come to my house? Excuse me, in exchange for board, you sleep and you eat, you need to clean a little bit of the toilet. I clean it with my tongue if you want. So things are not so bad. You wanna appreciate it. Give it back. But you don't want to give it back. You don't want to be taken away. So start appreciating it. And it would start with appreciating your life. Take a good look at your life. See where you're going with it. See why are you going in this path. Ask yourself, why am I not dealing with the truth the way I know it is? I know it is. And we're all going to come back with tshuva one way or another as we see it. It happened to us in Mitzrayim. It happened to us in Purim. It will happen to us again. Just don't forget that to best estimate, it's 1 of 20th that came out of Mitzrayim. Means 80% stayed there. It's your choice. So therefore, when we say that a Jew that doesn't chozer b'tshuva would get lost, yovad, we don't wish for this person, chas v'shalom, to be dead, rather than stating a statement, a fact, that if you don't maintain your Judaism, you'll disappear. You'll disappear. And that's not something that we all want, because our biggest fear ultimately is not to be forgotten, not to disappear. So at least be truthful to your own fears and do something about it. And this is one of the things that we start taking and need to take a look at when we're approaching Pesach, and we need to clean, and we need to check, and we need to examine, and so on and so forth. Have a great day.